Hi, I'm Pranav and welcome to our Decoding Asia's Venture Capital Landscape series, where we speak to movers and shakers in the venture, private equity, technology, and startup space, especially those who are attending the DealStreetAsia Private Equity and Venture Capital Summit here in Singapore. Today, we'll be speaking with Philip Lim, Senior Advisor of Foresight Economics, and he'll be sharing everything FDI and data related, especially across Southeast Asia. Hi Philip, how are you?
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me for this interview. So Foresight Economics is a financial sector think tank. We apply predictive analytics that will help us to mine data using AML, artificial-based machine learning tools, which produce data which is basically useful to private investors. So what we do is we hope to help them optimize their portfolio, as well as to help them in their effective allocation of their capital.
So Foresight Economics really focuses on the FDI space, and the FDI space and FDI conditions across Southeast Asia are very different, very diverse for each country. So what is your view of the market conditions and the FDI conditions across Southeast Asia right now? How does that diversity come into things, and what are some of the trends that you're seeing?
For Foresight Economics, we actually have a FDI Attractiveness Index. So we base it on four factors. First is governance, second is openness, third is economic growth, and fourth is natural resource endowment. So we allocate differentiated weightage to the different factors, and that gives us a good overview of the ASEAN region. In fact, we have a regional index, which is an ASEAN plus 3 index, including Japan, Korea, and China, Hong Kong. Based on analysis, we have been able to rank the countries in terms of their attractiveness. So Singapore, with its favorable market conditions, supported by a strong infrastructure and also good rule of law, has ranked as number one market in terms of attractiveness. Hong Kong follows second. But what's interesting is the ratings for Singapore has been pretty stable over the years, whereas Hong Kong has been declining since 2017. One other market that has done well is Vietnam, which has significantly improved its effectiveness ranking over the last decade. So in terms of diversity, I think you have both developed and developing countries. Obviously, the developing countries playing catch up, and they are endowed with good natural resources. I think if they improve their governance and openness, I think that will help accelerate their attractiveness to foreign investors.
So you mentioned governance and a couple of other factors. Are those the main key factors in improving FDI inflow? What are some of the other factors that will really help improve FDI inflow into this region?
So actually the most important factor in our index is openness. So openness encompasses country level a couple of attributes. One is political stability. Second is looking at export and import of goods and services. Third is trade openness. Fourth is tariffs. And fifth, lastly, is the import commodity prices. So that's the most important attribute. So I think in Southeast Asia, we have a lot going for us. We have the RCEP, the Regional Economic Cooperation Partnership. I think that is one strong multilateral trade agreement with many countries. The second one is the CPTPP, which is a comprehensive and progressive agreement for trans-Pacific partnerships. And that is also very helpful to encourage flows of capital across different countries seamlessly. ASEAN also has got a ASEAN-EU strategic partnership, which is important to facilitate flow between ASEAN and the rest of Europe as well.
So Foresight Economics' key currency is data. Obviously, there's a lot of issues with the quality of data and access to data as well. So how do you go about making sure that the data that you collect and that you can access is accurate? And what are your views on the data quality across the region?
You hit on a very important point. I think the accuracy and the veracity of data is one of the most important things that we cannot compromise. So we emphasize transparency of data and and results are never compromised, even though they could be unpopular or contrarian. So that's one. Second is we ensure that our data is catalytic in terms of ensuring sustained outcomes over a period of time. I mean, and finally, I think we want to use our data as a source of transformation for economic prosperity and human development. So in terms of the quality of data here, I think this is an issue that's been brought up by a lot of investors, including regulators. I mean, just to cite an example, now with the need for a green transition, ESG data is increasingly becoming important. The importance of the data quality cannot be overemphasized because even you have the best taxonomy or the best disclosure. I mean, you have the wrong source of data. I think your reporting will not be accurate and you will be misleading.
So we spoke about having great quality and access to data. How are you using that data, and what are some of the other things that Foresight Economics is using to inform your customers and your partners to make better investment decisions?
Yeah. So we are still beta testing, and we're working with a government research agency, A-Star, to refine some of the data collection techniques, the factor analysis, and the algorithms. So I think we are ready to launch next year to our customers, and we look forward to working closely with them to help them build optimal portfolios for investments.
Thank you, Philip, for taking the time to speak to me today.
Thank you very much.
We hope you found this content engaging and useful. You can find a lot more content like this on our Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook pages, and also visit us on our website at redhill.world. Thank you.